1 o'clock Central Standard Time on a weekday. So it's time for Odd Takes, and it's time to entertain you with a little bit of sports and pop culture and everything in between, because we got a crazy show to get to. We're going to touch on everything. But before we do that, we got to get to everyone that checks in, and that starts with the Odd Squad. Who was first today? Let's see in here. Actually, my phone. Who do you see? Who was the first one to chat, Aaron?
First one would be our buddy Alex Villanueva.
Alex Villanueva. I always want to give the first guy once I turned my stream on my phone, it was already a few minutes in, so they were already going. Good afternoon to who else? Keith Sager, Skinny Money. What it do? Tier 1 subscription again, 3 months. This is an ongoing relationship. Where we go, nobody knows. Aggie Milkman, as always. TD Pookie. Yo, TD Pookie C-Monts. Let's see if my job will stay out of the way today. Damn jobs. Stay out of the way. Virginia Buttonweed. Happy Wednesday to you, sir. And everyone else that's checking us out, take a seat. Pull on up. Wherever this show goes, nobody knows, because we got a lot to get to. We're going to get to the recap like we always do from yesterday, from a basketball standpoint, from a baseball standpoint, from anything. We're also going to get into some other things that happen in just life. We're not going to make this a political thing, though. That for sure we're not going to do. But if you have any feelings, any things, you could get them out on the table. That's what this show's for. But at the same time, we're not going to bite into what all these other knuckleheads do and make everything in life political. Sometimes or another, it's just like, all right, let's just use common sense here. What's a common sense thing? What is a good person? We're going to do it like that. Not as so much as like, man, let's just make this political. Because I even thought about, man, social media sometimes it'll just mess up your day, just because that's what you wake up and read, and you just read something like negative. You're like, man, what the hell am I doing? Let me get my head up out of this. And you turn on the TV, same thing's going on. So at one point or another, man, you try to separate things, and we always say this is a safe place here, and a lot of people are feeling a certain way today. So we're going to get into that as well, but we're not going to start it on that note. We're going to end the first segment on that note. We're going to get into the basketball standpoint of things first. We're going to talk about, is their life in Dallas, or is it just prolonging a slow death?
I mean, they're delaying the inevitable. They went out there, they performed really well. You know, shot 50 from the field, 46, almost 47% from three. They had a respectable game. Luka went off. Let's see, Bullock was out there doing stuff. I mean, even guys off the bench did when he came off for 10 points. They fought. They got a win. I was wrong. Like I said, I'm not one to shy away from being wrong. I was wrong. They didn't get swept. Still, they're delaying the inevitable. The Warriors are going to win the series, but they went out there and showed some fight. Steve Kerr said after the game that, hey, we weren't on our game defensively. We weren't doing what we have been doing the first 3 games, where we were able to shut down Luka and shut down all the other outlets, because if Luka wasn't beating you, you made sure that nobody else on that team had a chance to just kind of carry it along until he could get free. That wasn't happening last night. So, I mean, let's see. 4 blocks, 5 steals for the Warriors defense. That doesn't seem like them.
So
I don't know what it was the last few games, but
that score doesn't even really tell you the story of the game, because it was a blowout. Mavericks put it on them. For whatever reason, it was the second team that came back. They took Curry. They took the whole first team out. They said, all right, we're done. And then they were down about 28 points at that point, to which the second team brings them all the way down to 8. So then a timeout comes, and then they put Curry in just out of the starters. They only put Curry back in with that second team. Luka becomes Luka. He says, I'm just going to just hold this ball, and I'm going to get fouled, take a couple and ones, and I'm going to end this game. Luckily they did. We get more basketball. We get more Luka. Does Luka, anything he does now, does it move him up? Can anything he does right now move him up in your rankings of where you have him to a player? Do you already have him set? Is it like, well, if he wins a title, that's the only way?
I mean, he's one of the top tier players in the league.
Got to
period.
Be. Yeah.
He is one of, if not top 3, he is 4. But I still think he's a top 3 player in this league. Total. Period. And we had this talk of, who are your top players? And I said, LeBron's lost a step. All team rankings came out yesterday. They showed LeBron's lost a step. LeBron's 3rd team All-NBA.
Third team.
That Luka is top 3 player in this league, and I'll hear arguments about Embiid. I'll hear arguments about Jokic. I'll hear arguments about other guys out there. But you cannot deny that Luka is one of the best players in the game.
Hands down, I can't.
And shy of winning a title, which, again, I don't hold. Winning a title is important. I get it. But I also don't hold it in such high esteem that he has to win one in the next 4 years or else his career is a waste. The NBA is a funny freaking thing where you could be one of the best players.
Let me ask you a question with that waste word. Okay. If you word it like that, where it won't be a waste, it's not a waste. Will it be a waste on the Mavericks' part if they don't put enough pieces around him to make this happen?
From the Mavericks' perspective, yes. If they waste him, but his career, say he ended his career, say his time with the Mavericks ends. I don't know what's left on his contract, so don't sit there and say
it's just like they just gave him an extension. He's got about 5. It was.
I was gonna say he goes 4, anywhere between 4 and 6 years. So we'll say 5, and he doesn't win a title. But he comes away with an MVP, comes away with a couple of scoring titles, and they're getting to either the Western Conference Finals or the NBA Finals. Let's say they do it 3 more times, either Conference Finals or NBA Finals. I don't think that's a waste for him. Personally.
Him, no, yeah.
Personally. For the Mavericks, yeah. You screwed up. You didn't put the people around him.
I agree.
Or you ran into a team like the Warriors, who are a buzzsaw when they're hot. But I think that what he's doing, he is one of the top players in the league, and if he walks away without a ring, if he walks away from the Mavs without a ring, I don't think that's a failure on his part. It's more a failure on the team that they build around him, personally. Now, he goes to another team and wins. That 100% proves my point. It was you got to put the right people around him to win a title. Aggie Milkman says that the Mavs will win a title before the Rockets does. No shit. The Rockets are in year 2 of a rebuild. Get out of here.
Does Luka strike you as this is my franchise forever type of guy?
No.
He needs to win?
No, I have a hard time finding any NBA player that actually when they say it, I think they mean it. Steph Curry said it. I don't think he means it. I don't think any of them mean it.
It took a lot for Giannis to make that commitment. You remember towards the end, it was like, is he really going to leave them? And then when he signed, he was like, yeah, this is my home right here. But there was a question in his heart, like, man, do I need to sign here long-term in Milwaukee?
And that's for now. I don't think he retires every single year of his career as a Milwaukee Buck. I really don't.
Is that just
NBA
in all
moves
sports?
No, NBA is more because guys are moved so willy-nilly and guys jump teams willy-nilly because that's what they do. I mean, there's only 5 guys on the floor at a time. If you don't like how you're being utilized with the other 4 guys around you, and it's a player-friendly league. You don't like how things are being run? Cool, you throw a fit, you get moved. A la James Harden. A la Russell Westbrook. A la LeBron James. Those guys, the players have the power. I'm trying to think of an actual player that I've believed it from. Because James Harden said, I watched James Harden in every press conference with the Rockets, every time he signed a new contract, saying, this is where I'm going to be. This is my home. I knew he was full of shit. I knew he didn't mean any of it.
Did at anywhere during J.J. Watt's career, did you think he was going to stay a Texan?
I did at one point, and then when injuries started piling up towards the end, I knew that if he's going to call it a career early, or he's going to go, no, I want to go somewhere else. But once injuries started piling up, I knew the Texans weren't going to pay him the money that he was owed, and they certainly weren't going to pay him what he thinks he's valued at. And then once the wheels started coming off the organization itself, I knew that he wasn't long for this team for much longer, and I was right.
What do you think, Odd Squad? Is it hard for a player to make commitment nowadays? When growing up, or just say, I mean, obviously we're all different ages, but let's just say in the 80s, 90s, when you would see a player go to a different team after a long stint, it was always weird seeing Montana in a different jersey. Or for Cowboy fan, when Emmett had to put on a Cardinals jersey, didn't that feel weird?
Seeing Andre Johnson in a Colts jersey at one point.
That felt weird. That felt forced, too. It felt forced.
Look at some of these guys that, especially being local in Houston, some Texans fans saw and went, oh, we're never going to get rid of him. Oh, bullshit. Like, their career goes on, and they want to hold on to that last bit of athleticism they have and that last bit of the spotlight. And if the team that they drafted with or they signed with earlier in their career doesn't want to pay him, they will find somebody who does.
Aggie Milkman says Kobe and Dirk, 19 years. Yeah, those are 19 and 20 years. Those are rare.
How many NBA players, though, start at the beginning of Kobe's career and go and find how many NBA players would sign a big contract extension and go, I'm never leaving this city. I bet it's well over 100. And you got 2 out of 100.
And how many
that hung
NBA
out.
players are going to have that success that he had? Then they kept bringing him up another nucleus. Then he had Phil Jackson there. Like, there was a lot of things that, but remember, Kobe almost left to Chicago. I could tell you that because I was like, oh my God, he's going to leave. He was pissed off for a little bit. So there was that moment where it was like I was pissed off at him. I remember that's what I'm saying. I know Kobe. Like, I remember everything about that boy's career. And then for a minute there, I questioned his loyalty about the Lakers because I'm like, because I started thinking, what would I do? Do I go with him? Like, Shaq's gone. I'm like, do I just go with Kobe here? Because he's what I made that commitment when Shaq left. Like, man, you know what? F Shaq. He's over here talking, Kobe, how does my ass taste? All right, you asshole. He's over there winning titles with Dwayne Wade. I felt like slapped in the face.
And let's be honest about Kobe. Yes, Kobe was loyal to the Lakers, but that was because Kobe had the Lakers nuts in a vice. Jerry Buss did whatever Kobe wanted. And that's not a fault of Kobe. That's not a fault of the Lakers. You've got one of the most prolific players in the history of the game. Yeah, you let him do whatever he wants, and it worked. He got you title after title. I'm not hating on the way the Lakers did it. I'm not hating on Kobe utilizing that power and that sway he had with ownership. Good for him. But had Jerry Buss at some point in time said, Kobe, I think I need you to take a backseat. I think you need to let a new GM come in and start tooling things up and putting pieces around because you're not going to be here forever. We want to keep this thing going. Kobe would have bounced out. He would have immediately gone, see ya. There's a team that'll give me complete control.
For sure.
There's a team that'll let me pick every man on my roster, every coach I want.
Who wouldn't, though? You know, if he was able to, once you have success with it and people don't leave, people are still coming to you. Only the reason they leave is because contracts. With LeBron, you see all these relationships end on bad terms. With Kobe, other than Shaq, it wasn't. And they were like, all right, let's get Pau Gasol in here. Okay, let's bring in Pau. Let's win it. All we need is just a few. Let's just keep Derek Fisher as our nucleus, and we could just keep filling in different rebounders. It was just, they built it a certain way. You know, not just because I'm a Kobe guy or anything like that, but look at the difference in the way that Kobe and LeBron did it. LeBron had success, but he had to go join other superstars to find his other rings. He didn't build it within Cleveland. You know, he had to go around and then go right back and find success. Then he went back. And then now he's over here. We're like, I could go to LA. It's like, where did he end? I'm not sure. What are the odds right now if you had to set it that LeBron wins a title? If you were a sports book, would you put it at like plus what? That LeBron wins another title before he retires, which will give him 3-4 years maybe? 5?
Another title
3?
before he retires. Just playing.
Yeah.
Just as
playing.
a starter, or even if he's willing to say, you know what, I'll come off the bench.
Yep.
I'd probably put it at 40%. And to me, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, one team wins it per year. That's it. The Lakers have proven they are a disaster.
And I'm scared that
you can't get a coach for the Lakers right now.
Exactly. No, Juwan
what are you
Howard
going to do right now?
wanna...
What are you going to do? Give LeBron the reins? Say, all right, well, you're player coach now, dude. Nobody wants to coach you. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody wants to come pay California taxes. Nobody wants to deal with your diva ass or Russell Westbrook's diva ass or Anthony Davis's diva ass. Nobody wants to sit here and deal with the Buss family who have now proven that their kids are kind of dumber than dumb when it comes to how they run a freaking organization. I think, 40% is a very generous odds.
And then using the model that what if he does make the team, an organization, a franchise take the plunge on Bronny, and it's not their chance to get Bronny, but he makes them have to get Bronny to where it's like, hey, now we got to compile some picks, we got future assets just to make this happen, so we could have a father-son reunion on the court, first ever like this. The way that this is going to go down, this is going to be historic, monumental. That's going to set you back a few years, too. It's unless you just happen to fall in place where that team has the number 1 pick and they're going to go grab Bronny. Yeah, however you connect. Or the Lakers, if he stays on the Lakers, I guarantee you the Lakers aren't going to be one of the worst teams. They're always going to be that mediocre, right outside the playoff, maybe get in the play-in, whatever. But they're going to be right around there-ish, depending. They're going to slowly and surely keep falling apart because that's what Anthony Davis does at an early age. LeBron's deteriorating a little bit. See what I'm saying? So they're always going to be a middle, not bad enough to get Bronny. So then they're always going to have to move some pieces. What pieces? Right now, they're trying to offer Westbrook without attaching a number 1 draft pick. That's what rumors are. And teams are like, no. This conversation starts with the number 1 draft pick plus Russell Westbrook, not Russell Westbrook plus, and then you add whatever else that's not a draft pick. No. The number 1 draft pick is the main focus here because we're going to have to pay that asshole.
And they're not, and that's the thing is that the Lakers aren't willing to pay the get them off my hands tax. And that's what, and teams in all kinds of different leagues do it. Basketball's not the only place, but there's always a guy you have under a contract that does it. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's going to be, or in this tunnel, it's going to take a while. We got to move him now. And then everybody else goes, all right, cool. Pay me, take him off. Browns did it for Brock Osweiler. That was, the Texans pay him to take him off your hands tax. Every single NBA team that the Lakers have talked to, the Rockets last year said, cool, we'll take Russell Westbrook off your hands, but you got to pay me to take him off. That was where it broke down. They were minutes away from it at the deadline. The Lakers said, no, first round, take him. And they said, all right, cool. Well, now everybody knows what they wanted. Now that they're starting to shop him again and they're starting to talk to everybody and go, hey, you want Russell Westbrook? Well, it's the same thing the Rockets had. Whatever you were starting with the Rockets, that's the starting point, son.
Starting. Like that's it. That's where they're starting. They're trying to just throw you don't remember Russell Westbrook? They try to give you all the accolades. Averaged a triple-double for a season. Oscar Robertson type. They're thinking, yeah, we know the guy that's been hitting balls off the side of the backboard last season. That's where you are right now. That's where we stand with the Lakers as an organization. I don't even know how we got to there from all this, but here we are, and hopefully, I guess where it went from the Kobe and the Dirk thing, that's why I asked as far as Luka, because the Cuban connection, is Mark Cuban going to make sure, like, man, I'm never going to lose this guy. Like, I am going to make sure that I put is that an owner that you believe in enough to, all right, he's going to go out balls blazing. Like, he's not just going to settle like, oh, yeah, I got one of the best players in the NBA. That's enough. He's going to always add. They're saying they might add Bradley Beal.
I mean, if they do, I especially like the odds that they're going to win an NBA title a little bit better. But at the 5 years on this deal, so 26, 27 is this final year in Dallas on this current contract. If he gets to 25, 26, and they either haven't won a title or haven't been to the actual finals, do you think he wants to re-sign a contract? Or do you think he goes, I've been one of the best players in the league the last 4 years. I need to win a title. I want a ring on my hand.
It's tough. That's a tough question. That's why I asked it like that to you, because I was asking myself later. All right, I looked it up last night. I started looking at his contract. He's got that 5. I look into Cuban. I thought about Dirk. I didn't really even think about how long it was with Dirk, but I knew it was lengthy. But it's like, all right, so what's going to happen here? Whew. That's yet to be told, but is Luka going to be a premier player, top 3 player in this league for a long time to come? You bet you damn right. And what they got Porzingis off their ass. That was a good thing to get out. Now they need to just add a couple more pieces. They need a big guy that's not soft. If that's going to help them, what kind of a big guy fits Luka style? Luka that he drives and he gets in the lane, and then now he likes to kick it. They need a lot of guys that can just catch and shoot. They don't need guys that even have to dribble. They need a lot of guys. You see Luka's game now. He'll beat the first guy, but he does it like slow. His moves are like so slow. It's like methodical. Boom, boom. Now he's like picked up his dribble, and here comes everybody, and he just somehow he'll just pass to the corner, pass to the top of the key. Like it is, he already knows where he's going. He plays. If you watch him play, look how he dribbles. It's like real, just slow, just real methodical. He knows what he's doing. And then and then it's crazy because when they interviewed Draymond the other day, it was funny. It was cool the way they did it. Draymond was warming up pregame and he's shooting shots, but he's got like the ear pods on, and he's doing it through there. So he's literally shooting shots and breathing all hard, and they're asking him questions, and they try to like throw in a joke. Like Chuck's like, why do you shoot? Why are you even warming up shooting the game? He back real quick. He's like in the zone. There's like a trainer passing him the ball, and he's like, I win championships, Chuck. And it needs me. He said, look back at the tape. It was done at that point. What are you going to say to him? But then at that point, they said, man, you've been you've been real aggressive this and these playoffs and the referees have been coming at you. And he said, man, because he goes, specifically right now, he said there's only a few guys that are smarter than me as far as basketball. He said, I feel like I'm the smartest defender in basketball. He said, one of those guys, that other team, and they were like, you're saying Luka's smart? He goes, that guy competes with me as far as basketball smart. He said, and he's got for Draymond in the middle over. That means they see like, okay, this Luka is on another level, and I see it. What do you guys think? Is Luka on another level? Do you agree? What up, Dr. Dre? You didn't even answer my shots yesterday. What else?
Oh, they're talking shit between him and
Oh,
Pookie.
already? Okay. Oh,
That's him and Pookie talking.
Always one team. All right. Oh, okay. What do you? Okay. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and cap on that a little bit. Recap yesterday about that. What's up, fam? Thoughts and prayers for the kids and families of Uvalde. For sure I wasn't gonna go, and that's what Get It Off Your Chest was. That's what on the topics list today was get it off your chest. Again, I'm not even trying to make this no political standpoint. It's just also I'm a father, so yeah, I felt a certain type of way when I got my kids off the bus yesterday. It was just like kind of like, man, what if I was in that predicament? But at the same time, man, it shows you like I don't even know what to say here. You know, honestly, I don't know. I've never been a pick a side guy anyways. You know, I was like, that's why I'm not I'm this religion guy, because I believe like a lot of religions got like a lot of little pieces that make sense to me. Same thing when it comes to these politics. It's like I see what they're saying, but I see what they're saying as well. So it's like I leave the floor open for the odd squad and whatever you want, keep it clean, you know, no shots. But at the same time, it's like I don't know what to say. You ask, okay, let's start there. And it's like, man, how do these damn guns keep getting into these schools? Or how are you gonna prohibit that if by changing the law? You know, like how does that change? Like I don't know if it does. And then some guys, you know, you have a lot of friends that are big time on the gun side, and I'm not saying I'm not, but they also say, hell, protect my family. So you're right. Protect, like if somebody breaks into your house or wherever, if you're out, you're gonna make your first move. Every man always says like